when did you start your company, and what is the purpose of it?
We started about, 4 years ago now. Basically, we are a DJ promo company, providing tastemakers all the way down to regional DJs with the latest dance music from a variety of both major and minor independent record labels. That's good.
Yeah, I think for us, what we try to do differently from other promo companies is that we try to offer good value for money in the sense that we try to get as wider reach as possible. So as part of our service, it's a worldwide service. Like I said, we cover from international tastemakers to international radio to resident DJs to student DJs to holiday resort DJs. So rather than that, when you sometimes have to go to promo companies to pay for a club package, for a radio package, for a US package or an Australian package, you get it all for one price. So, and both of us are DJs and producers, so we always try to approach the whole process as what it's like as a DJ to receive promos. Yeah.
And would you like to tell us a little bit about the tracks that you are promoting at the moment and you think they are very hot?
I mean, we're working for a mixture of labels, so we work for Spinning, Tomorrowland, Big Beat, Atlantic, Ultra, Helix, Synchro Swim, a wide range of labels and artists. So at the moment we're servicing music for Solardo, James Hype, Kirby, Low Stepper, Tiesto, David Guetta, a mixture of all kinds of stuff. Which is really exciting because we like all kinds of dance music, and that kind of keeps it interesting for us, but also for our database to have a wide range of music. As long as the music is good, we're happy to help out and try to get to as many DJs as we can.
Back in the times when you had the vinyls, you had to complete all of the sheets and you had to send them back by fax.
Yeah.
Now everything is much more automated. You just put some stars and maybe a comment. Is this enough as a feedback for the record companies?
So again, this is the talk that you've just been at, I think, is where we like to show that the feedback that we're getting from DJs is correlating into plays. So that's why we heavily look at 1001 stats, because we can show that when we send out a track, and within the first week you've already got 20-30 plays from DJs, and as it goes on through its life cycle, the number of plays from all radio shows that are put up on 1001, whether they be Tiesto all the way down to your local radio show, their track listing is there, and you can see that the track is actually making traction. So yeah, we are very much about the data rather than just response.
And it also covers on 1001 a lot of live DJ sets are recording on there as well. Of course, unfortunately, there's not the opportunity to see what every DJ is playing around the world, or that's on our database. I mean, we've got over 6,000 DJs on in-flight. But at least by using something like 1001, it gives a good indication which records are connecting, and if the record is connected on 1001, it's a good indication that people are playing it worldwide as well. Because feedback is nice, but to be fair, the more underground the DJ is, so say if you have a Jamie Jones and he replies, I like it, the likelihood of him playing it is much greater than if say a Chester says he likes it, because he will get 10 times as much music, and is not able to play it all.
And of course, things have changed a lot. And do you feel that this feedback can help the record companies to sell more records? How they organize this feedback to them?
Yeah, because we break it down by territory. So they can look at where the record is moving and where it is actually penetrating the market. So is it penetrating in France, Germany, Turkey, Greece, anywhere?
Yeah, so it's part of our service in that sense as well, because we are so filtered down in our reports. It gives a label a good idea where the record is connected. So say for instance, if the record, we're having a lot of good feedback from club DJs and radio and local tastemakers in France, then perhaps they could look at, okay, the record is connecting there, we got a story, maybe we put a radio plugger on it in France, we use that data to push to the DSPs. So it's just part of building that initial story to then push the record further into actual sales or streams.
And do you think that still UK is very important, is like the sign point for many other countries to see if a track is good, or do you see a lot of dance tracks penetrating the main club charts?
Yes, they do, but I don't know if the UK is the end all and be all of dance music. I think it is a market leader in music, yes, but I think dance music can come from anywhere. I don't particularly think that the UK, and I think that's where dance music is much more of a global entity than it is the UK. But
So you treat it more as a global thing rather than being more focused in UK.
Because I think commercial records, yes, you look territory by territory, but a dance record is global. So a lot of producers aren't British, so a lot of Dutch, German, French producers, so you have to look at it from a global market.
I think as well, historically, it's always been about, in Europe, about the UK, and globally about the US, because that's kind of where everything was decided. I think now that's not the case anymore, in the same way that if you look at the DJ Top 100 chart, for instance, in 1998, it was mainly UK DJs because all the votes were coming from the UK. Now it's an open market, you know, you have producers coming from Russia, from China, wherever. If you make good music, you can get it out, you can get a release on the good labels. So it's not about the UK dead sense, because you have records that are connecting really well and are massive hits outside of the UK but never break into the UK. And vice versa, you have records that connect really well in the UK but don't do well anywhere else. So it's not just about the UK, 100%.
And what do you think they were the effects of the pandemic in the promotion of music? I mean, more people were listening to music because they were inside their homes,
very much
but
So we, as a promo company, very much focused on the DJs that were doing podcasts, doing live streams. So you just kind of, as a promo company, try to adapt. It's not about the clubs anymore, but DJs are still performing online to keep their database engaged and get exposure. So it's just then for us was refocusing, targeting those people, and obviously more focus on radio. But now we've come out of it, it's kind of spread out again.
Back again to the club. I think it will. I think from now on it will be both. I think that DJs have learned that they can't just be about their club performances, and they also have to put mixes and shows online. So there's a lot of content out there, and I appreciate that. You know, but that's again the job of the artist, not necessarily us, to promote themselves. We're promoting their record, not their profile. That comes from a manager or a PR agency.
sometimes some records they're coming with this banner that is not very nice, radio embargo. Why they are doing this? Why some record companies?
Because especially the major labels, Spotify doesn't like it if the track gets played on radio, especially in the local territory. So it could either be that, or it could also be, for example, in the UK, if you want to get an exclusive on Pete Tong or Danny Howard, the record can't be played on UK radio. So that's why they put the radio embargo on. So, for instance, it could still be played in a podcast for Tiesto, which still is played on a lot of radio stations, but it can't really be played on daytime or by a big show. That's the reason why. So we don't really like it to do that, because we just want people to be able to play it. But
We do understand that.
we understand
And
it.
that's the label's choice. isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
We
So
can't.
we make sure as well when we send stuff out that those DJs with the bigger radio shows that they don't get it yet. We'll just wait. So we try to keep embargo to a minimum and make sure that the DJs get it that are allowed to play it, basically.
So, do you think that the younger generation now listen music via TikTok, and the other social media like Facebook and Twitter are more for the older people? How do you?
How
do
young are you
see-
talking?
How do you think?
Because I have a 10-year-old daughter who listens to her music through her Google Chromecast. So you know,
It's different ways you should look. It's TikTok, and especially TikTok is the platform where all the kids are using. So naturally, that's where they're going to be exposed to music. Same, I guess to a certain degree, still with Instagram. But it depends what the target audience is. If you talk about people that are into dance music, they'll find their music in very different ways. But if you talk about music in general, yeah, it will be TikTok, where because that's what kids are consuming content.
but it'll be another app in 6 to 8 months' time. It could be something else.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. What
These
about
maps
the
move fast.
festivals? Do you think that the festivals play important role for some tracks to?
Of course, for
Break through?
every genre has an area which is important to them.
Like Creamfields is very important, do you think? in
The thing
UK?
is, certain records lend themselves better for festivals as well. In the same way that some records become really big during the summer season because
Ibiza and
yeah, because
holiday destination.
yeah, because they're the soundtrack for people's holidays. I think music is always a soundtrack to a certain experience. So when people are out and about, going to a festival or going on holiday, going to a club or whatever party, that music will make an impact because it's their soundtrack to the night, and if they have a good experience, that will make a positive impact on embedding that kind of music with the listener.
So let's finish off with your opinion about the Amsterdam Dance event. Are you happy that it's back after these absences?
Yeah, 100%, because from our perspective purely it's just great to see everyone again, also meet new people, and there's nothing more powerful than seeing people face to face to make that human connection. You know, it's nice when you talk on Zoom or whatever, but when you're actually having a chat face to face, discuss the industry, because it's not always just about business, it's also about discussing what's going on in the industry and comparing notes in that sense. It's really good, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of positive energy, you know. It's like you come here, you see what's happening, it kind of sets you up for the rest of the year.
Okay, thank you very much for this wonderful interview.
No worries.
Have a wonderful time here, and I hope that you will discover more amazing tracks to promote all over the world.
Thank you.
Bye bye.